All I want in my life is you. And all I need is you. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning to you, you, and you, and you. Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Coffee Break with Tarot by Laura González. My name is Laura González. Why is this camera so high? There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it's Monday. I know. Nobody wanted to be Monday yet, but alas, here we are. Here we are on a Monday. Today is January 30th. What? Where did the time go? And how did we blink in this January 30th? I do not know. If anybody has answers, I love to hear some string theories or wormhole theories or something, because how is it already January 30th? Oh well. Anywho, today we have your tarot for the week, and I'm using the Celtic Tarot by dear friend Christopher Hughes. And let's see what is there for us to see. If you're watching this replay, you know that by now nobody has commented anything. I'm talking to myself because where are you? Where is everybody? Instagram, where are you? Facebook, where are you? Like, nobody wants to come see me. All right, so as February comes rolling through, February 10th, I'll be at the Malaway Brothers, part of the Fairy Fortunes, part of the Fortune Tellers weekend on February 10th. And the 12th, I'm doing the Love Spells class. If you haven't signed up for your Love Spell class, now is the time to sign up. And I think that's it so far. Oh, the 19th, of course, the 19th, we have the New Moon ceremony also at Malaway Brothers. Hi, Catchy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we have today is so interesting. We have two cards that are really lining up to come together. And I appreciate these two cards coming together. So the first one is the Seven of Cauldrons. And it is reverse. So the Seven of Cauldrons is telling us, like, you are seeing things where there's nothing to see. You are being a little paranoid. You are making scenarios on your head that are not necessarily true. Overthinking. Imposter syndrome. This card is hitting me all, it's really clocking me. So let's take a collective deep breath and really open our eyes to what is reality in front of us and not what our mind is telling us. We are making scenarios that are not truth, and that's what this card is saying, that we are being deceived by our mind or by a distortion on the reality, that we are immediately going to places where things are not how we imagine them. And then we have the card of rebirth. In this case, it will be the card of judgment on the regular Rider-Waite-Smith. And on this deck, they call it Rebirth, which I agree that is a more suited name, in my opinion. High Vintage Locket, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Rebirth, right set up, is like we're using our better judgment. We are being reborn. We are letting bad, not bad necessarily, but old ways of thinking behind us. And with the card being reversed, it's telling us quite the opposite. Like, we are still judging ourselves. We are still holding ourselves to standards that were in the past. And we're basically having a moment of regression, Laura. So, what does this mean? What will the message be of them two together? Well, the message of them two together will be you're imagining things, you're seeing things that aren't there, and that is making you judge yourself. So, what I will say is, let's give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back. Let's look at the reality that is before us, and let's stop torturing ourselves with overthinking, ruminating, and more importantly, with lots and lots and lots of self judgment. There's a fine line between using your better judgment and self judgment. And I think I've said this a number of times over the weekend. It must be a theme of the weekend, last weekend, that when we hold ourselves to such high standards, we become very judgy of ourselves. And when we are very judgy of ourselves, then we become very judgy of others. So it is like a little bit of a snowball effect where we don't let ourselves off the hook, so nobody is off the hook. And that brings us to a merry-go-round of judgment and scrutiny and distrust, and it just rolls down the hill, and then we are weary all the time and jaded and thinking like, when is the next shoe gonna drop? So let's bring it back down. Let's bring it back down. All right, so I'm gonna read an oracle for you all from the Gospel of Heredia by Stacy DeMarco to close our session today. And it's gonna be the gospel. The gospel. Let's see what the gospel has to say for us. It's gonna be on the G's, I'm guessing. Okay, I passed it. The hedge. The gospel. All right. Seek guidance from a number of sources. Seek the truth. What are your values? Can you make value-based decisions? Wisdom is not the same as information. There is magic in the world, and we can make our own magic too. A gospel need not be of ink and paper, be it best if its action, memory, and voice is vapor. As women practice forever the arts that are taught, Diana's word made flesh will never be naught. I love it. This has come to, it's like a balsamic information that is cooling off that fire of self-judgment and um, catastrophic thinking. Can you feel? I hope you can feel it. People tell me that I project my emotions and that you'll find calmness on when I tell you things and blah blah blah. I hope this is truth, because the way these words are helping me, I hope they are helping you. Seek guidance from a number of sources. Seek the truth. What are your values? Can you make value-based decisions? Wisdom is not the same as information. There is magic in the world, and we can make our own magic too. A gospel need not be of ink and paper, made best if its action, memory, and voice is vapor. As women practice forever the arts that are taught, Diana's words made flesh will never be not. Thank you all for watching. I will see you soon in person again. I will be, like I said, on the Fairy Fortune weekend at Maliway Brothers. Find me on Friday from 12 to 5 with an array of wonderful readers and fortune tellers, practitioners, etc. We will be there on February 10th. I will be there on February 10th from 12 to 5. Other practitioners will be there the rest of the weekend. And on the 12th, we have the Love Spells class that will be online, and there's still time to buy your ticket. Um, Links are on my tree of links on Insta or on the events here on Facebook. That is online and it's only $25, so please join me. And on the 19th, we are going to be meeting at the Maliway Brothers. We are going to be doing a full moon ceremony. That is a lie. A new moon ceremony. We're going to be talking about Goddess Venus, and new moon ceremony, new moon lore, Venus lore, and all kinds love. For is the month of love, is February. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for being here. And goodbye, Richard, Rex Reads, Vintage Locket, and Kachi. Bye bye on Insta. And to all my friends here on Facebook, thank you, Lourdes. Thank you for being here. And to everyone, never forget that you are loved. Bye bye. Bye, Rosia. Bye bye.